Hey, what's up? It's Jerry again. We are on goal 5 of enumerate, contemplate, decimate. And really the focus of this little video is to give a bit more explanation on privilege escalation and how to do that, why it's important. So typically when you get a reverse shell, you may not have root access, right? You may have just access of whatever user account or service account you were able to exploit, which is great. But when you get root privileges, you can really do stuff. You can install applications. You don't really have any restrictions. That's why it's a privileged account. So getting privilege escalation is something that is really, really normal and completely understood. So we are now looking at goal 5, and you can see here we are www-data, which is not a privileged account. You can see if you did goal 4, we did a reverse shell onto this web server, so that's where you should be as well if you're watching this. And we need to upgrade. So by using sudo-l, we can actually look at what permissions this user account has to run privileged access. And you can see right here with sudo-l, this user account, www-data, can run Vim as root with no password. That's very, very cool. Okay, so you might be thinking Vim, which is just a notepad type editor, text editor. What can I really do with that? Well, that's where GTFO bins comes in, which stands for, the bins is binary, but we're at GTOF bins Vim, and we're looking at all the ways that Vim can be used to do file upload, download, read, write, shells, etc. And you can see the very first one, this shell right here, is very interesting because it's telling us how to get a reverse shell. And you could see we could try a couple different ways if we wanted to, but let's just use this first one. Okay, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in to this. Now, you can see the one on GTFO bins just says /sh, which is shell, but we are using bash on this machine. So go ahead, and you'd want to change it to bash, obviously, okay? So we've got it going on like this. Now, coming back over here, we want to run it as root. If we just run it as a regular user, we don't get the desired effect. But remember, we can run this as root. And that's achieved by doing sudo and then running the command. And we're executing it under that root instance. And now you can see when we did that, we changed our instance and got a shell as root. We didn't upgrade www-data's permissions. We basically just spawned a new shell under the root user account context effectively, and now we're executing as root. This is, crown jewels, if you will, of offensive security or pen testing a Linux box. Once you own root, you can do anything on this machine at all. You can remove accounts, add accounts, you can stand up persistence mechanisms, you can uninstall, install, you can delete, you can drive, you can set up network connections. You can do anything that you want because you have the highest level permission account on the machine. So at this point, you can do anything, including defacing the server, which is accomplished in this instance by doing rm-rf/. Now, this is a really nasty command. Do not ever run this on a Linux box that you care about. It basically says remove all the files recursively without asking, starting at the root. This will essentially wipe the entire machine. This is as bad as it gets, okay? You can see my timer just expired, but believe me, if I had hit enter, it would have wiped the machine. I hope you got an appreciation for privilege escalation and how it can happen and how you can discover what the user account you currently have, what permissions it has to execute under root privileges. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.